Hello and welcome to today's show. I have prepared something special for this lovely Tuesday. It's going to be the top 5 water surfaces of Hungary, or cities, or parks, or something, whatever I come up with. But it's gonna be 5 or 6 or maybe 4. And I'll figure it out along the way. Let's begin. So for this presentation, I'm going to use Google Maps and possibly Wikipedia, but mostly Google Maps. Let's begin with a general geographical description of Hungary. Hungary has a couple of parts, namely the eastern part and the western part. There is a clear division when it comes to salaries and general living conditions. The western part, along with cities and stuff, with Balaton and all that, generally have a higher living standard than the eastern part, especially this part, which is very close to the Ukraine and Romania. Now, when it comes to mountains, Hungary is usually divided into 3 parts. The western, beginning of the Alps over here, the big plain which occupies this territory and a little bit of this part, as you can see here, that this is the big plain of Hungary and there's a little bit of actual mountainous area, but no, neither the Alps nor the Tatra, which is in Slovakia, is part of Hungary, and also this bit, which is mostly the Ukraine and Romania, and a little bit of Poland. Right, but we do have a little bit of mountainous area, which you might be able to observe right now. As you can see, we have 2 types of naming conventions when it comes to forests and stuff. There is Nemzeti Park, and you might notice that park is park, national park is Nemzeti, and then this one is a protected area. So we have Nemzeti Park and Tájvédelmi Körzet. If we look around, as you can see, there are some literal protected areas with a different expression, so I disproved myself. There is a 3rd one, but whatever. I mean, even here, this is called protected area. And, well, that's the general pattern, I guess. To me, it doesn't seem quite crazy. Never mind that. Anyways, so that is our mountainous area. It's the northernmost part of the country. And we have a big lake, actually 2 of them. This is a smaller one, which I often reference. And there is a tiny bit of this part of that which is called the Fertőtó. So why not? That's the German name of it. Right, so what are the most exciting cities of Hungary? Well, there is Budapest, but we don't really care about Budapest, do we? I mean, everybody talks about Budapest. It has a big airport, which is called has a weird name, but literally it's the International Airport of Hungary. And then there is this big city part, which is fantastic. And here is one of the most iconic views of the town or city. There is something called the Citadella, which is a big vantage point. That one is the Erzsébet Bridge. This one is the Chain Bridge. That's the Margit Bridge. And over there, that is the Árpád Bridge, and this little area here is the Margit-sziget, well, the Margit Island, with a famous swimming pool and things like that. So, all exciting, but we are not here to talk about Budapest, we are here to talk about something else, and that something else is the 2nd biggest city, which is Debrecen. It also has an international airport, and technically with Wizz Air from Luton I could fly there, although there is no reason for me to fly there since, it is quite far from Budapest and my place, so there is no reason, and of course you would have to go around a bit using the M3 motorway, and that just adds to the whole thing. So I don't want to drive or hire a car and drive 200 kilometers just because of the fun of it. But never mind, I went to some place that I shouldn't have. Right, now there is a big zoo here, and basically that's about it. It's a standard city, and people tend to dismiss it simply because it's the second largest city with only a couple of 100,000 people. I mean, just to be absolutely certain about it, it has about 200,000 people, while Budapest has about 2 million. And there's a big difference. As you can imagine, the third largest city is even less. But anyways, in no particular order, Debrecen is one of the biggest, and it's quite exciting. But it has a very different story than our next one. Example B would be Miskolc over here. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, it's the northeast next to the big mountains. And what happened with Miskolc was that it used to be the industrial center of Hungary. At least that's what communist Hungary wanted, which was a common practice back in the day, because the Soviet Union, along with Hungary as its friendly nation, friend thing, whatever, thought that industrialization is a really important thing, especially after the war. So, because we had a common market, much similar to the European Economic Area, but it was called the KGST, which is a common market basically, they were able to buy loads and loads of products, so the town flourished. But then, after the Soviet Union, and even during that, it started to decline, and today it is one of the poorest areas of the country. Or probably, at least that's what I heard, and that's how I remember it, or that's how people regard Miskolc usually. Now, of course, just for the record, things are always changing. We are in the 21st century, so chances are that it's much better off now. Well, that was probably absolutely exciting. However, the next one is going to be actually Szeged and Pécs, but mostly Pécs. These are our southernmost big cities, and Pécs is a little bit more interesting simply because of the fact that, as you can see here, and if you try to imagine Pécs being in the south, somewhere over here, like there, along with a bunch of other cities, such as Szeged. This is a map of the Turkish occupation of Hungary. Green one is Erdély, I mean Transylvania. The slightly red one is the actual Hungarian kingdom, and this one belongs to the Turkish Empire. Now, because of that, Pécs is famous of its many baths. Now, of course, I guess it's time to talk about one of the greatest things that communism produced in Hungary, which is simply these big 10-story buildings that are called panel houses. Well, basically blocks of flats. They are grey, or at least were grey, and you can hear whatever your neighbors are doing, easy to spy on other people, and basically they are very cheap. Yet people had to sign up for these to buy them, and they actually had to wait a couple of years while they were being built. Much like with cars. Did you know that in order to have a car during socialist or communist Hungary, you had to sign up for a new one, and I know that, for instance, even this day in the 21st century, if you sign up for a Ferrari, chances are that you are going to get a new one, in about 1.5 to 2 years. In Hungary, for the basic new car, you have to wait for about 4 years, which is great. Now, because this video has been going on for quite a while and I didn't set any guidelines or rules for it, these are the top 11 cities and places of Hungary, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and tomorrow I might return with something that is more language related, or maybe not, who knows, because as you know, every day is an adventure, or at least whatever. Bye bye!